The 2027 Kia Seltos has changed in every way. It actually looks like a small Telluride, but it's literally changed in every way, and it's even more capable. New for this year are 4 different trim lines. They have 2 of them available, the S and the SX, with the X-Line, which means it's the cooler version, the more rugged version. 9 exterior colors, of which 6 of them are brand new. One thing you're going to notice right away, like I said, it looks like a Telluride. The front end matches that Telluride look. They continue that design technique that goes with their lighting. They have a name for it, but that's not important. What's important to you is what's under the hood, what it looks like, and what it drives like. And we're going to do all of that. In the end, we'll give you our pros and cons, the price, and the competitor list. Under the hood are 3 engine choices. And one thing I like, hydraulic struts putting it up, not those old prop rods like you see in the competition. Let's start with the first engine. It is a 2-liter engine with 147 horsepower and 132 pound-feet of torque, and that's backed by a CVT. But if you want a more fun car, the 1.6-liter engine that we have here is turbocharged with 190 horsepower and 195 pound-feet of torque, backed by a traditional 8-speed transmission. It comes all-wheel drive or front-wheel drive, and there's going to be a hybrid coming, but we probably won't see that till early 2027. Lots of changes for the Seltos, starting with the X-Line. It's going to have that black grille, its gloss, and the lower valance. Black wheels and an 8.1-inch ground clearance with additional drive modes. So if you're going to take it off-road, all right, it's not a Jeep, you're not going to do heavy off-roading, but this vehicle is very capable. The entry-level vehicle rides on 16-inch wheels, and it goes up to 18-inch wheels on the EX. When you go with the X-Line, it comes 18 or 19-inch, and the wheels come gloss black. The Seltos is longer and it's wider, but it does have some details that you would see in the Telluride, like these door handles. So it has a proximity key. When you have the key fob in your pocket, the door handles come out, and the doors open. Very nice. Black trim all the way around on the X-Line and a full glass roof, which is new for the Seltos. Black mirrors, integrated turn signals, cameras all the way around for that digital camera. And this vehicle has a lot of changes, not just on the outside, but also on the inside. Inside the vehicle, tons of changes, not just more room. Cloth seats on the entry level come up to the higher trim levels, and you have synthetic leather. No leather option is available, at least today. Now you've got a 30-inch screen, tons of information, leather wrapped steering wheel, heated and vented seats, power seats, but only on the driver's side, but both seats are heated and vented. And unfortunately, the passenger kind of gets the short end of the stick. It's all manual. I have talked to Kia about that, and they claim they're going to try and make some changes in the future. But for now, this is just a manual seat. This vehicle seats 5 people. There are 2 latch systems on the outside, and because this is an X-Line, it has embossed right here into the headrests. What it also has is some really nice features. You want to hang a bag? There is a hook back here. Maybe it wasn't designed for that, but I think that's what they actually were thinking. Behind both seats, you've got charge ports on the side of each seat, vents as well. There's a pocket only behind the passenger side, and there are 2 cup holders integrated in here, as well as storage in the doors. The seats fold down 60/40, 64 cubic feet of storage. That is the largest in the category, and that may make a difference in you buying this car or not. Fold up those seats, and you're at 28 cubic feet of storage. There are some nice features back here. 28 cubic feet of storage. There is actually a spare tire, which many of the competitors don't have, a major plus. And they thought about who's using this car. Hooks all over the place that are movable. That's super smart, and additional storage on the side. Kind of like the thoughts. Kia listened to us, and they tucked that rear wiper blade up underneath this wing. I think it's one of the smartest things any brand can do, whether you're going through a car wash, you have an ice scraper, just wear and tear those little wiper blades. They're really expensive, so they hit it up here to protect it. Black across the back, LED taillights, black trim because this is the X-Line. Seltos in black, really, really nice. Remember, this vehicle has a 10-year, 100,000-mile warranty, and that makes Kia and Hyundai top choices. Towing capacity is 2,000 pounds. It's not a lot. If you need more, buy a Telluride. So we're test driving this vehicle, and my co-driver is my favorite co-driver, Al Vasquez. Check him out at Al Vasquez TV. So we landed and we went to Newport Beach. That's where we started. And we went out to Lake Elsinore. But while we were here, you found some interesting information about Newport Beach that I didn't even know about.
This is 1% of the U.S. population.
And it lives in Newport Beach?
Yes.
Okay. Is that 1% of the wealthy, or is that 1%?
No, 1% of the U.S. population is in Newport Beach.
Wow.
Which is about 3 million people.
That's a lot of people.
But they buy 8% of the expensive and nice cars.
So 1% of the United States buys 8% of the supercars?
All the supercars, all the fancy cars, and all the Ferraris and everything that you can imagine.
Well, you can definitely tell by what's on the street.
Yes.
I mean, they've got this beautiful mall and everything and some nice hotels. So I guess they have to make sure they have enough high-end car dealerships to offset that as well. Wow. So there's a lot of money here, I guess.
A lot of money. Well, you saw all the jets.
So where did you get this data from? Because I find it interesting.
Because the driver who picked me up, he lived here all his life.
Yeah.
He used to drive John Wayne around.
Really?
So he knows.
John Wayne, the movie star.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
So, yes, he told me that. I didn't know. I was surprised.
Well, that's kind of stuff you can look up on. And if we're wrong, you can put it down in the comments below. So while we're making a left here onto Lakeshore Drive, the one thing that Kia, Hyundai, and Genesis crush the competition, as far as I'm concerned, and everyone I know that owns a Kia, Hyundai, or a Genesis, is because of these blind spot cameras. And these, to me, are a selling point.
But I saw other brands that already have it now. I forgot.
Well, Lincoln offers it, but that's not in the same price point.
No, that's.
It originally came from Honda. They had Lane Watch.
Yeah.
And then they stopped doing it.
Yeah, I like it. I like them.
Yeah, I mean, to me, that's a selling point, and everyone that bought one because they got in the car, they put on the turn signal to leave the dealership, and they went, that I like. I like that. Now, you're not going to get it in the entry-level S trim, but you're going to get it in the higher trim levels, and I think that's worthwhile, and it should also lower your insurance rates. So while you're thinking about what do I buy, and you test drive all the competitors, and we'll talk about that in a second, I think that's a huge factor.
What that has to do with insurance, I don't know.
Safety.
Safety.
Anytime you have additional safety features that are standard, and all the safety features, well, 13 of them are standard on the Kia product, but again, many of the competitors have a lot of standard safety as well. Forward collision warning, rear cross traffic alert, around view cameras, and everybody's got backup cameras. That's required by law. That will lower your insurance rates. If you have a vehicle now and it doesn't have a backup camera, your insurance rates as an equal car to an equal car will actually lower because you've got a backup camera. Because if you back over something, obviously there's going to be damage, or even worse, it could hurt a human.
But if you have an old car, you can install one of these cameras.
It will not lower the insurance. It has to be factory installed.
Oh, wow.
So, and the only other way to lower your insurance would be to take one of those classes that AAA offers, you know, to help reduce your points if you've got points. But the whole idea of a vehicle like this, the Seltos, is it wants to be the baby Telluride. We've been saying this all along, and I think it's really done a lot of that. I mean, what you get in the Telluride is going to be slightly different. Yes, there's some hard parts on here, and there's a nice mixture of materials. It's not going to be as premium as the Telluride, and the price point is not going to be right there with it. Now, we are told there's going to be a hybrid coming, but it looks like first quarter of 2027. And I think that's when you're going to see more options available. I was talking to the product planner, and he said that he has some plans, which translated is he's going to amp up the hybrid to be even more. And I'm sure we'll be reviewing that. Both your channel and my channel will be covering that, because I think that's going to be something that's going to sell a lot of, because you're going to get that long distance between fill-ups. You're going to get that even better fuel economy. And that's what the turbocharger did for years. And now we've got a gas engine and a turbocharged engine. And it's interesting because they did say something in our press introduction, and I think this is important, that they'll build what you want. So if they found there was a lot of demand for electric, they would have built a lot of electrics, but they're finding huge demand for gas and turbocharged and hybrid, and you can tell by the sales. Their sales were up like 131%, did they say? Something absolutely crazy on hybrids, because people want great value. They want the resale, they want the good fuel economy, and they want it today. They don't want to wait for the resale. And so I think that's a big factor. And of course, the competitors, they're going to also have, some of them are better than others. And again, that has to do with your personal choices. I love this 30-inch screen.
Beautiful.
Yeah, two 12.5-inch screens together, you know, with the gaps and everything. You're coming up at 30 inches. You've got the climate control here, but also there's climate control buttons down here. So I think they really thought about who's using it, what people like. I like buttons, and some people prefer to go through the center screen, which you can, and we're using that right now for the navigation. So Apple CarPlay, Android Auto comes standard. It is wireless, and they've done a great job with it. Kia also has an AI assistant, which I probably wouldn't use.
And it's not real AI, because they're just using the name to make it look more important.
In a quarter-mile, turn right onto.
Right, because if you say, "Hey Kia,"
you can do that with "Hey Google" or "Hey Siri."
Right. But "Hey Kia" is not working for me. Maybe somebody shut it off, because we've had other media have been in this car.
And I like that we don't have a camera looking at us.
That you know of.
That I know of.
That you know of, because I will tell you for a fact, there is cameras around in this thing somewhere, either in the center screen or built into the rear view camera. If there's a wire going to it, it's highly likely there is a camera built in. I just posted on my Car Coach Reports news channel a story about in Europe how they're mandating cameras pointed at your face as of July 7th of 2026. So whenever you're watching this review, it's already done. The EU already put it into place as part of a safety feature. They added a bunch of other things around it to like make it sound better. But it's about safety and their vision zero of having no car deaths. Sounds great, but as long as humans are involved and computers, there's a high chance that anything can happen.
I think it's 5% safety, 90% espionage.
You know what? It's all about tracking because all that data on you gets used. Now the question is, where does that data go? Some brands, and I don't have a list of them in front of me, but some brands don't share it, some brands do. You know the one brand that doesn't share it of all brands?
Who?
Tesla.
All right.
Yeah, Tesla, who you would think would be the first one to go out and share it like that. They don't, because there's actually a law in place they're not supposed to share it. And some brands have actually followed that and said, no, we don't need the legal action. And other brands, well, they share it and sell it anyhow. And you know that because the data is valuable and it's an income stream to the car manufacturers. So I do not know about Kia specifically, but I'm thinking of anyone. The Koreans are a little bit more conservative and they're more likely not to be out there selling it, but I cannot guarantee that. So
Lake Street.
They go by what's happening in the U.S.
They do. The U.S. has a lot of value. What you say actually has a ton of value on a global basis. And you can go into the system and shut some of that things off if you don't want it. And that's up to you what you choose to do. But it's not just a brand of car. It's not just the center screen. Your phone is constantly tracking you. Anytime you connect to Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, anywhere, that information's being shared. And to get off of it, you'd probably have to live off the grid, which would probably be very, very difficult.
That's how I used to feel when I lived in Cuba.
Yeah.
Because
Al's from Cuba, so
we didn't have cameras, but on every neighborhood, on every street, there was somebody watching you.
Interesting. Well, now they got the cameras to do it for the person. But let's get back to the Seltos, because I think they did such a great job redoing it with this beautiful 30-inch screen, Apple CarPlay, Android Auto. It's got tons of technology. When the vehicle's in park, maybe you're waiting for someone. Maybe not in the temperatures we're at right now. We're actually in Lake Elsinore, and it's 105 degrees. Yes, I'm not kidding you. It's not a dry heat either, I would say. It's just heat.
No.
It's like going into a sauna, and I have no problem with that, but not for long periods of time. You have vented seats and heated seats and all that, which are our top trim level, is going to have all the goodies. Of course, I get the comfort on the driver's seat. You get nothing.
I do
have cold seats.
You have vented seats and heated seats, but you do not get lumbar or power seats.
No.
You're going to get mechanical seats. So there is optional Bose audio available, and again, if you decide to buy up to the top trim level, the price still isn't crazy, and it's certainly not to the average price of a car. You're going to get a great car with a long warranty, which I think is huge with this brand. Kia, Hyundai, Genesis, 10-year, 100,000-mile warranties, and I think that's smart because people are keeping their cars longer. And I thought that was interesting as well. You've got your map, which is built in. They don't charge you a subscription fee.
Not yet.
Well, Toyota does. And many of the brands, I get into the vehicles and there says, oh, you have to connect your phone. I think the Koreans are very smart. They looked at the market and they said, what was everyone doing right and what was everyone doing wrong? Well, the Japanese got the packaging down. You buy certain trim levels, you get certain items. You want more items, you buy a higher trim level. But what they did was they added in that long warranty, they listened to their customers, and they packaged these with so much safety and so much extra technology. They know that if they charge for it, they're going to lose a sale. Because the competitor list is pretty hefty. You've got Nissan, you've got Mazda, you've got Toyota, and they all want your money. And then beyond that, you're going to have GM and Ford coming into that category as well. So with that in mind, Kia had to come on strong with a vehicle that they knew would sell. And as a Telluride is called the Telluride by the dealers, because the moment they hit, they sell. Why not turn this Seltos, their entry level, into, well, the Kona's smaller, but their small SUV, compact, into a Telluride. And it's exactly what they did. It's a two-row Telluride, essentially, and that is very smart.
I like the starting price, and I will tell you something about the Bose audio.
Yeah.
I've been studying a lot of audio systems.
Yeah.
Bose is like McDonald's. It's not a good system.
They've been around a long time.
Now it's not considered like top quality. Now it's normal.
So what's the top quality audio
Oh,
system?
there's many top that we see in other cars maybe.
Yeah.
Like Meridian and others. But Bose is not. I'm not impressed by Bose anymore.
It's funny because Bose used to be the standard, but a lot of them have gotten bought up. I mean, like Harman Kardon and all those kind of things are all part of that same group now. So the thing is, with this entry-level price point, you're not going to get a Macintosh audio. You're not going to get a super premium audio, but you want something better than what comes standard, because what comes standard is great if you listen to talk radio or you listen to a lot of podcasts, but if you listen to music, you love music, you're going to want to get the better audio system for sure. But as far as further down, we've got 3 USB-C charge ports plus USB-C charge ports in the side of each seat. There's plenty of places to charge. You've got wireless charging as well, and a regular outlet that's in the glove box, a nice big size deep glove box, and you've got your front glove box as well. I do love these blind spot cameras. It's nice to see what's going on, because sometimes you don't see it until that person's hiding out there in your blind spot. But all the controls are easy to use. I think the performance, this is the turbocharged, it's a 1.6 liter. It's good. I mean, it's not going to be a race car. It wasn't meant to be. It was meant to be a good driver that has nice balance of brakes, performance, handling, enough power to get you on an on-ramp without feeling that you're driving something that's underpowered, which I don't believe you are. I think this is a really nice balance for the size of the vehicle. I do like the X-Line. I think it looks good. The black.
Yeah, and the one that is with all the accessories at the hotel. I like that.
Oh, it's got, the roof rack and a little kayak on the side, and you can get all kinds of additional items, whether you buy it at the dealer or you buy it, at your favorite store. But the idea is that you can do so many cool things with these vehicles, and you don't think about it because this is something you can drive every single day, take 5 people to wherever you need to go, have plenty extra room because you got 2 inches more of length on this vehicle. So that means you've got more cabin space, more room to put your items, more room for you. And so I think they really thought about that. And then if you want to go on the weekends and maybe haul a light boat, maybe a small sailboat, or I don't know, you want to take bicycles, whatever it might be, whatever it is that you do, this vehicle can do that too. And it is not designed to be a heavy off-roader. But if you want that, that's a completely different vehicle. But as far as what this vehicle offers, I think they did a great job. I like the fact that they kept a Prindle, as I call it, a regular shifter. Start-stop button is right there as well. Your drive modes are at the bottom of your steering wheel. And when you press the button, you've got normal and sport. And then there's also terrain modes of snow, mud, and sand when you buy the X-Line. And are you going to use it? I live in Buffalo, so I'll use it. You might use it, the sand in Miami.
No, don't worry, Miami.
Nowhere in Miami, don't drive on the beach?
No, you don't drive on the beach.
It's up northern part of Florida. I think you can drive on the beach. So depending on where you live and what you do, I think these are all factors to be considered. But as far as visibility is excellent. Seating comfort on the driver's side is fine. On the way out to Lake Elsinore, I sat on the passenger side. It was okay. I mean, if I'm going on a long road trip, which I had to do recently from Florida all the way to New York, we rented a car. It happened to be a vehicle that had no lumbar on the passenger side. And it happened to be a Kia. And I thought, this is great, until I had to sit in the passenger side. It was a long ride. It doesn't make it as comfortable as you would like. So I hopefully they'll add that in the future. But none of the competitors have it either. So it's not like, they all kind of match each other. But this has more cargo space than the competitors, and it has a really nice ride. I think the ride on this, whether you're on rough roads or here on the highway, super smooth.
Considering the price, yes.
Considering the price, right. This is not a Rolls Royce, and it's not meant to be. But I do like this. I like the gigantic glass roof that goes all the way back over the second row seating. Again, we have it only open halfway because it's 105 degrees, as I keep saying. But I really think they did a nice job. There is a round view camera, and it's digital and it's 3D. So I think that's a huge factor as well. There is a camera button that will work at very slow speeds, especially when you're trying to park, that you can press to the left of the Prindle, and there's also park assist. Those are all nice features. And you can buy additional features. I think there's another 12 or 13 additional safety features you can buy. Sometimes it's just too much. I think you need that forward collision warning, that rear cross traffic alert, the round view camera, and the cameras built in here, to me, are 100% winners. And Kia did a great job redesigning this, so I have to give them a lot of credit for this. It's hard to find a negative other than the seats.
Right, no, I like this car.
I do too. I think they're going to sell a lot of these. And I think when they first brought it to the U.S., the product planner was saying they were hoping they could sell 20,000 cars. Well, they're like almost triple that. So that's unusual. So that was a good move. on the part of Kia, bringing a vehicle here that consumers want and giving them more things. And they do listen to you. That's one thing I think that Kia does. Not every brand does, but most brands do. They talk to their customers, they ask what you want, and then they apply that to the next generation or the next mid-cycle refresh. And I think that's super smart. Like the rear wiper blade we talked about, that's a big one, especially when you go through car washes. You don't want to have it ripped off. But overall, I'm really happy with this car. Let's go through my pros and cons, the competitor list, which is good size, and of course, the price. There are some pros and cons when it comes to the Kia Seltos. I love that this looks like a Telluride. If you want 3 rows, you buy a Telluride. You need 2 rows, you can buy a Seltos and get everything you need. Same technology, same information. There is a negative, and I did talk to the executives about this. Passenger side needs to be power, in my opinion. Having it manual and that's the only adjustment, that to me is a negative. But overall, there's so much positive about this car. You need to take one for a test drive. But let's talk about the pricing, and this is where the Seltos truly shines. Starting at $23,790, going all the way up to that top trim level, the SX, which has all-wheel drive, and the X-Line, which is fully loaded, and you're at $32,790. So basically, all-wheel drive is an additional $1,500. The X-Line is an additional $2,500, but it will also help your resale. There are some competitors in this class. The Hyundai Venue, the Chevy Trax, the Mazda CX-30, the Kia Seltos, Volkswagen Taos, Buick Envista, and don't forget the Toyota CHR and the Nissan Kicks. They are direct competitors to this vehicle as well. The key is to test drive them all, check with your insurance agent before you make a final decision, and remember, if you're sticking with the Kia brand, there's a loyalty discount. If you're switching from another brand to Kia, there is a conquest discount. Leave it on the table, and the dealer gets the money, and you don't get the savings. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more reviews. We are covering all vehicles from all angles. If you'd like to support our channel, you can buy me a cup of coffee. There's more details down in the description. I'm Lauren Fix. Thanks so much for watching.